You put me on the spot now. I don't know. You just start talking about random stuff. I don't know what to talk about.
Guys, that is the voice of Uncle Bobo.
No, don't start that.
He is returned.
That's not a whole thing we need to. Yeah, I'm the anchor baby of this podcast, as I mentioned earlier.
The little birdie flew away and came right back home.
I mean, he did it at 4 o'clock.
He just couldn't stay away.
Yeah. He just missed us. It's okay.
It's like, hey,
I mean, let's be honest. Like sometimes we're just so addictive in ourselves.
Yeah.
So Aaron, he tried to get away from us, but we just reeled that addiction just reeled
I
back
think
in.
Mason said, hey, basically, hey, Aaron, do you want to stop working an hour early? And I was like, stop editing documents all day? Yes, please. I will
Sure.
do that thing. And then I did the thing, and now I'm here.
Here we are. Yeah, that's right. Well, it's been a little bit since we've done a podcast.
It's been a moment or two.
Yep. And literally since we announced that Aaron was no longer on the podcast, we have only done that episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've only missed one podcast.
That's why I said I'm the anchor baby. You
That's
guys just
right.
can't do this without me. And I get it. It's okay.
Hey,
I am the third heat.
listen. The third heat. I love how you're trying to make basketball references, and I don't even know if you've ever-
No, that was a 30 Rock reference for
Oh,
nobody.
So that's. I was about to say, I was like, oh, you mean the 5 people who used to watch 30
Yeah,
Rock, including
exactly.
yourself?
Exactly. It was on for 8 seasons, but only 5 people watched it. Get out of here.
Oh,
Listen, we gotta update your repertoire of
I'm
references.
sorry.
And shows,
I am very lit, which is why this podcast needs me. Is that better? Is that youthful enough for you? is that a hip enough reference?
oh,
I'm
man.
the Jake Paul of this podcast.
Oh my
I am
god. Okay,
I'm the Ryan's.
Mason,
I am
cut
the
him off.
Ryan's.
I don't know
toy,
what you gave him,
I'm
but
the
cut him off.
Ryan's toy reviews of this podcast.
Please cut
I
him off.
am-
Like whatever you gave to him, just no more.
I am. I don't know any other like moderately.
You're
Famous
the
YouTubers.
Bella Delphine. of
I am
this
the Bella
podcast.
Delphine. I am actually, after this podcast airs, going to start selling my bathwater. Just so you guys are aware.
Oh my god. Do you? I was about to say. I was like, you have to know.
Oh
who
yeah,
that
yeah,
is,
yeah.
just the
I mean, that's like
ridiculous.
if you're anywhere on the internet, I think you know, or if you're in nerddom at all, you know that people were buying that chick's bathwater. She's a psychopath. Actually, she's a genius. Everybody that bought her bathwater is a psychopath.
honestly, there's an inequality in bathwater selling market
Right?
between guys
Oh,
and girls, and
100%.
it makes me a little angry. Like I tried to sell mine, and that I couldn't pay someone to take it. It
Yeah,
was weird.
well, I get it. I get it. It's I don't know. Guys are stinkier, I think, is the thing, because the girls are using like their rose waters and all their fancy stuff inside their bath, so their bath water will smell better.
I mean, maybe. I don't know, man. I smell pretty dang good, so who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, all in all, guys versus girls. This is a trueness that you've
This is
spoken,
a universal truth. Guys are stinkier than girls.
for sure.
Guys, you know what is lit is that Sephiroth has joined Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, are you
Oh,
changing the
true.
subject? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
kinda.
I am pretty. I say I'm hype about that. I haven't played Smash, and I don't even know how long.
Oh, we'll play on Sunday or something. Then.
All right.
That'll be fun.
That sounds square to me.
Yeah, I haven't played in quite a bit, but every time I do play that game, especially with other people, mad enjoy it. I just
Yeah.
don't. I just don't play it on a weekly basis because it takes a lot of my brain power, man. I'm getting
I
old.
feel like it
You
would
were
be-
just playing chess. What are you talking about?
our
That's a different type of brain power. There's one that you have to move your fingers really quickly, and you have to have
Yeah,
that,
right.
that twitch-like
Yeah, okay.
sensitivity. And then there's the other
right.
one who just I could take over the world
Yeah.
with one, but can't shoot in a first-person shooter
That's
very
fair.
well. Or
Your
Super Smash Brothers,
your
a fighting
lizard
game.
brain isn't working as well as it could.
Yeah, our kids are starting to get to the age of where that game is going to be pretty acceptable for them, like where they
Smash.
can understand and play it.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking we may fire that up for them.
that's true. They've been playing some Power Rangers against each
Yeah.
other, which is hilarious. Well, like as fathers, we're like living vicariously through our children. Like, yes, beat him. I want you to win.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
need
pretty-
the glory.
It's pretty bad because I didn't realize my son had my level of competitiveness because he beat Aaron's son Noah the other day while playing the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Yeah.
And he jumps up and he's like screaming about how bad he beat Noah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
And so
really.
I had to dial him back a little bit and be like, no, dude, we shake hands and we say good game.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's something
Yeah.
that Mason does.
Hasn't he ever played chess?
That's something
No.
Mason does
Not yet.
every single time he wins at a game. He's like, good game, and shakes your hand. If you can't detect the sarcasm in my voice, that was extremely
I know,
sarcastic.
but the problem is I don't win often, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's
It's just like
entirely
sports
untrue.
games against Aaron.
That's true. Yeah. Whenever Mason plays me in sports, he makes sure that he inebriates me and then proceeds to destroy me.
Yeah, we were playing Madden the other day. It was awesome. I entered the fourth quarter. The game
Oh,
was
yeah.
8-24.
Yeah,
And
I ended up.
I ended up winning the game 37-27.
Yeah, it was like the Falcons in the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
It was
pretty
brutal.
bad. Yeah.
It was brutal. I was just kind of goofing off at that point,
Yeah.
not really paying attention.
You know, we all have those people in our lives, though. Like, I mean, like my wife's one of them. Like, she always says that because, you know, they're not like constant winners. So when they win, like they're pretty cool. But when they win and they win someone like against someone who they consider like maybe who, you know, is really good at a certain thing, their glory
Yeah.
is definitely like eat it in your face type deal. And
Oh,
I
absolutely.
get you, Mason, because the thing is, I mean, Aaron, you are really good at video games. So whenever like
Thank you.
Mason would beat you, I think it's respectable just to be like, hey man, you gotta
Yeah, no, absolutely.
you gotta
Me and
eat it.
Mason have a lot of fun playing Power Rangers too.
Yeah, we do.
He's really good at that. So we're usually pretty even about it.
Yeah, we're pretty good with that. And sports, we have our moments where we'll have like really tight games.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like just a blowout. Just
Yeah.
a straight blowout one way or the other.
Sports games for us are straight up any given Sunday.
We tried to play NBA the other night.
Oh god.
So like real sports.
Exactly. Yeah, it is very much like an actual sports event where it's just any given Sunday for us.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, when we played basketball, I was inebriated.
I mean, let's be honest here. I hadn't drank much either, and I had like 3 or 4 beers that night as
Yeah.
well.
You get
So,
better when you have
yeah.
drinks though.
I
I
think
get worse.
just chill. I think I just like settle in a little more.
Yeah, I
when I'm
care a
playing games.
lot less about winning. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, whatever, it's cool. We're having fun. We're goofing off.
You were trying hard though, and you were just missing every
I was
shot.
trying so hard. That was the thing. I didn't care. I was well, of course I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna like give up.
Yeah, no, it was
But
good.
I was annoyed. I was the Pacers and you were the Lakers, so there's a little bit of an indiscrepancy there.
I
but-
mean, I was the last year Lakers that didn't even make the playoffs. So last year,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2020 or
Sure.
2019
Yeah,
Lakers. Yeah.
NBA 2K20
bueno.
that we bought for $4 and played twice.
Heck yeah.
It's pretty slick.
Love it.
Hashtag Stadia.
It's back.
It's bad. So
The
speaking,
sponsorship is returned.
speaking of Stadia, I guess we should talk about this week's big gaming news in Cyberpunk. Do we want to discuss that?
Yeah, do we want to just jump right in?
To jump right into the horniest game anybody's ever played.
Yeah. So
It really is. Like, I did not expect it to be so horny. It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's funny because it launched and me and Aaron, we had this pact. We picked it up on Stadia. We got the pre-order bonus of like
Yeah.
the free hardware that came with it.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting stuff. And we just launched the game and played it.
Yeah.
But I woke up the next morning and the world, it
The
felt like
the
COVID had come
world
back.
burned
Like
down.
there's like COVID 20, like the next COVID or whatever.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So it was just like everybody was just complaining about how horrible it is,
Yeah.
running on their console unless you were a PS5, one of the few PS5 owners. you know?
Yeah. Or Xbox Series X.
Right.
I think I finally said that correctly.
Yeah.
Or
I still
PC.
don't know.
PC actually has the best reviews of any of
But
them.
you have to have like a $2,000 rig.
You have to have
really
a pretty
run it.
yeah. You have to have a
smooth.
pretty ball PC right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, you just need to have a current gen graphics
Exactly.
card, and you're like super.
Yeah,
good.
and that's the thing. I mean, because I think the problem with that game was that a lot of people expected it to be like ready to go out of the box PS4 and then upscaled on PS5,
No.
and that's not how it was. They downscaled it to be
Yeah.
able to run on PS4 and Xbox, whatever the last Xbox was. One. Thank you.
Xbox
Yes.
One.
So it's hard to keep track of them. Anyways,
Yeah, they're a little confusing with the
Yeah.
name. See, PS5 and like PlayStation, it's 1,
Yeah.
2, 3,
Exactly.
4, 5. Like it's,
It's
super
beautiful.
simple. But the Xbox is like Xbox
Yeah.
One S, Xbox One S
Yeah.
X, Xbox
Right.
Series One. Like what
Yeah.
what are you guys
it's just
doing
like you
over
expect
there
to be
Xbox?
like a 42069 in the middle of it, like some 11-year-old named it. It's retarded. Anyways.
Why didn't we go with Xbox 720 and 1080? Just like do this off
Right?
of like Tony
And
Hawk
then
tricks. This would be
and then
way
they
easier.
could keep bringing in like 1080, how it came out on Nintendo 64 Remember that snowboarding game,
Yeah,
1080?
we played it on the podcast.
Yeah, they could remake it.
Oh, yeah.
They could just remake it every year,
Right.
and it'd be awesome. It'd be their launch game every year. I should be the head of marketing at Xbox, and I don't know why I'm not.
Someone's got
Xbox,
to.
if you're listening, just bring me onto your marketing department. I'll solve all your problems.
Yeah, seriously, that's what they need.
They really do. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. But anyway, so
Anywho, back to Cyberpunks.
yeah, we like the game itself. It ran great on Stadia. I
thought it was great.
Like Aaron can get into the kind of the story of the game. I haven't played it too much,
Yeah,
but
I don't want to spoil
what
anything.
I have played of it, it's it's been fine. I just have all
Mhm.
my settings turned to like 4K and like smooth video and all that kind of stuff on the Chromecast Ultra,
Yeah,
and it's been running great. So like that's kind of been a really big leg up for just stream gaming,
yeah,
versus console gaming.
absolutely. And I
Yeah.
mean, I will say, just in general, as far as the game's concerned, like it's not like revolutionary.
Right.
It's not like an amazing game anyways, and just also people on PS4 and Xbox One were like having issues with it. Like everybody's kind of had like a soft release like enjoyment level of it. I think there are some people
Right.
that are like crazy diehard hype train people that absolutely adore the game despite any flaws that it might have, but I think most reasonable people, like I went into it pretty hyped but with reasonable expectations, and I think if you're a reasonable person, you'll kind of see the cracks and be like, well, it's a good game, but also it does definitely have flaws. Like most of the gameplay is kind of generic, or maybe not generic, but definitely not innovative in any way. It's very similar to like a cross between like Deus Ex and like
Call of Duty.
Wolfenstein Youngblood is what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
okay, yeah.
Like the
Yeah, I was thinking more like even like Fallout.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
When I was playing it, that's what it
yeah,
felt like.
and
to
I
me.
haven't played Fallout since Fallout 3, so I mean I'm not sure how the newer ones stack, but like the cover mechanics are the exact same thing as Wolfenstein Youngblood. The partner system is very similar, other than like in Cyberpunk, like your partner doesn't revive you if you die, you just die. But like things like that, and then like the talent system and what have you is very similar to Deus Ex. The dialogue and things like that, very similar to Deus Ex, if not almost exactly the same thing. And then you have like the driving mechanics, which are basically honestly a little bit of a dumbed down version of what Grand Theft Auto 5 gives you. So everything's been done before, but the city's really cool. There's a lot of explorable areas inside a lot of like the really tall buildings and things like that. So even though the city might not seem very large per se, like if you look at a map of it, it is. You can explore most places. There's a huge amount of people in the city. And then like you have like a Badlands area and what have you that I haven't been to yet personally, but it's like a big dusty desert kind of thing.
That's where I started.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so you did the like Outlander path, Marauder
Marauders.
path. Thank you.
Yeah, Marauder Outlander
Yeah.
path. I started in the desert,
Okay.
and it definitely. I mean, it's. I agree with you with the car, because when I was driving around the car, I was like, "Oh, this is just like
Yeah.
GTA
Yeah.
5." So it felt very similar, but the land was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like I like, and I don't know if you it's kind of like one of those utopian cities where like obviously there's like a mega like super high tech city in the middle around like, but in the round it obviously like all of the minerals or whatever, it's just kind of like a desert where they're like
Right.
people are selling parts and smuggling things in, because obviously it's kind of like post apocalyptic. Like
Right.
where I came in the storyline line, like I literally got an iguana that I was taking into like smuggling into the city because iguanas were extinct like for so many years. So
exactly.
it was, but it looked pretty decent, and it did definitely had like this kind of old time feel. And then when you get in the city, and it's like hyper
Yeah, exactly. And then you're right. Yeah, I mean, like like you said, like the lizards have been extinct. Like meat is like is like lab grown meat and things like that. And I think coffee is also like most things are what am I trying to say? Not real. I don't know how to put it.
Artificial.
Artificial. Thank you.
AI.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, everything is AI. It's actually all just a dream, and you're inside the Matrix, which is why Keanu's there.
Done.
Boom. We just solved the game.
Solved Cyberpunk.
You don't have to waste 55 hours on it now, guys. You're welcome.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
this gets my phone.
So anyway, like I haven't played too much of it, but Aaron's been pretty far into it, and I think that was a pretty good breakdown just initially of what it is.
It's fun. I mean, I personally like the gameplay feels mildly generic, but the story is 100% worth it. The story is super duper fun. I'm probably like, I don't know, like 10 or 12 hours in, maybe something like that. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the story so far. The voice acting is fantastic. The facial animations I think are really solid. There are some really cool mechanics like the BD vision goggle thing where you like do like forensic kind of activity inside of like a video, and like you're fast forwarding and shifting through like audio, visual, and like thermo binocular kind of stuff. So there's some elements to that are pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean it's a fun game. It's fun. It's worth picking up, I think. And CD Projekt Red's doing the same thing that they did with Witcher 3, where they're basically making all of the DLC and whatnot for it for free. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're actually they're re-releasing Witcher 3 on PS5 and Xbox
that's
One.
Cool.
And they're basically like redoing all the graphics to update them. So it's like essentially the same game, but it's like a completely like a makeover, which is really
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. You know the funniest thing when I was playing this game, what I thought is it definitely has, like you said, it's not like reinventing the wheel, because it has like, it kind of took things from different games. Like, because to me, it definitely felt like Deus Ex, GTA 5, and like because I started, I think, in the Badlands, it felt like Fallout as well. But I think the reason that I didn't like, I think this is like, when I played it, I was like, oh, this is a cool game. It's really interactive. They've been working on it for like 10 years. I think to just live up to the hype in general would be hard, because there's so much.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like it's been delayed 5 times, and it's been so long in the making. But I kept on comparing it to Witcher 3, and I love the world of Witcher 3 like 10 times better, because I'm just into the fantasy, like you know, like old school medieval kind of times, like land and just like powers and everything. So that was I wish I wouldn't have known that was that CD Projekt Red did this game, because like I kept on being like, oh well, because I wish I kind of just felt like, oh man, I just should go play The Witcher again, because that game is like basically considered one of the best games ever made. And I truly love that game, and I agree with that as well. So and I like the land, because the kind of like high tech cyber, you know, like obviously 2077 like futuristic style game, and it's a shooter, and I don't like shooters as much as like Witcher's like more of like an adventure game.
Right.
So but I definitely think it's a good game.
Absolutely.
From what I played of it, because I'm only like, I think I played 3 or 4 hours into it. So because I just sat down one day. So I got a Stadia 2, and I didn't receive but I didn't upgrade it to the Pro yet, and I was just playing it with regular 1080p Stadia, and it played, or it looked like, I'm guessing, what PS4 and Xbox One people are looking at. It didn't like, it played smooth. It wasn't having like it wasn't playing like it wasn't dropping frames, but it was dropping like pixels. Like the guy's hair would go in and out, and it definitely didn't look next gen with that. So I'm as soon as I get my controller and the Chromecast, I'll upgrade and I'll play it on my 4K TV and see if it makes a big difference. Which it has to, because you guys are saying
it definitely,
because I played it both ways. I didn't have Pro when I got the game either, and I played it for a few hours without it. And then I was just like, well, let me see what after you said that, actually, that night, Weston, when we were texting, and I was like, well, let me see what it's like. And I did. I was like, whoa, that's a huge difference. You know?
Yeah.
So.
When you have priority streaming when you have Pro too.
It's
so
true.
that makes a little bit of a difference, just as far as like your connection quality and stuff. I mean, personally, like when I first played it, I played it on my laptop, which is just 1080p. Right. But I mean, I have Pro. But it was slick. It was very smooth. I had no hang-ups or issues.
You're also playing on like a 17-inch screen, you know.
What's that?
The game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
so
I'm
just a lot smaller scale.
Yeah, it's a 17-inch laptop.
But even so, because you have Pro, I know that you're getting a better resolution either way.
Right, exactly. And like I was
even though you don't have like a 4K monitor.
Yeah, and like I was on Wi-Fi and stuff too. So like that, you know, that generally like with Stadia, it's not necessarily even how fast your connection is, which helps. I mean, like 50 megabytes minimum is definitely good, but it's just having a steady, stable connection. So being hardwired in is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Personally, I would always recommend anybody playing this game. I've played it on the Chromecast with a controller, and I've played it on the laptop with a mouse. I personally prefer a mouse and keyboard. That's just me. I think the game and the way the game plays was designed to be played on a computer with a mouse and keyboard. I think the controller controls are very clunky and very quick, and you have to really dial down the sensitivity for it to feel smooth at all. That's just me personally. And like I'm the type of person, like usually when I play, like playing this game with my mouse, I have a Lightspeed Logitech 502 Lightspeed as a like $150 mouse, and I play about 2400 2600 DPI. So like if you're a gamer, you know that's pretty quick generally speaking, and it's very smooth. But even still, with the controller, I didn't feel like it was particularly smooth. So grain of salt. I don't know, that's just my opinion.
Interesting.
I like to try it.
Yeah.
Because I was playing on my computer too, and it was, like I said, it wasn't like a performance, like an FPS issue I was having. It just was like a resolution and like weird, like it just wasn't looking, I know, probably the way that it was intended to look.
Are you wired?
But
is your computer wired, or is it on Wi-Fi?
It's on Ethernet.
Okay, that should do the trick then. That's surprising.
Nah, it's probably because I have the Pro, but also to be honest with you, like here's another thing: is my brother has a Xbox One Series X, and I just went over, like I just came from his house, and we were playing like Dirt 3, which is 4K 60 vamp, and I was like, oh, this game looks like crap.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it. I don't really. I know that it can look good, but it didn't look good when I was playing it. Like I was like, I really wasn't impressed, but still, like I just come from his house, and he was. I mean, like that. The next gen games on Series X and PS5, like
it's ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Stadia is really one of those things where it's like, hey, you don't have $500 to drop on hardware. Cool. Just grab this. This is free.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they literally gave away their hardware.
You still got to pay the subscription.
Well,
right?
No, I mean, you can just buy the game.
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, you can spend
obviously.
$60 on Cyberpunk and play it right now, spending only $60 and just play it on your computer. But I mean, it's just you have to have a good internet.
No one's going to want to do
but-
that if it's PS4 quality. Like you have to have the Pro. That's what I'm saying. It's like it is cheaper. I agree with you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a good deal for people who just want to play the latest games and don't need, but they don't have like a really high-end PC, especially like let's say they want to just play it, or they're gonna. Mine hasn't come, but I'm gonna get shipped a Chromecast. Like I think it has a purpose.
Yeah,
but no one's gonna buy Cyberpunk and play it in 1080p.
I think some people will.
It just.
I mean, I think there are people out there that will. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think there are people out there that don't necessarily that aren't like all, because that's the thing with Stadia. It's not for hardcore people. Like, like yourself. I mean, you've got a $1,000 plus gaming rig or for PC. Like, it's not for those people. So, and like for me, I think it's fine. But again, probably with the pro subscription definitely helps. I haven't played it without it, so I don't know. But
yeah, and you do have to pay for Stadia, but you also have to pay for PlayStation Plus and like Xbox, whatever their thing is. So it's like
and you're
paying
getting
a subscription fee for any console these days anyway.
And you're pretty much getting like roughly between like 5 and 6 free games every month and ridiculous deals on games and I mean, they had like PGA 2K21, which is normally $60, and on sale for like $10 the other day. Like stuff like that. They've got like some stupid deals on there every once in a while for pro subscribers, so it's worth it. Just besides the fact of having the 4K and the HDR and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think once it'll be interesting how it plays out. I want to get my controller and I'm gonna upgrade once I get that and just play it on my TV, because I definitely was I like I said, I like the idea, but it's interesting too because Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is basically the same price, and they give you like basically like 200 free games.
Well, sure, yeah,
and the same thing, all the exclusives that like they have an Epic library.
Yeah.
So because like at this point, Stadia is obviously still like one of the best, but they have to evolve in some way or give players something because
Well,
like Game Pass is doing basically essentially the same thing. And you don't and same thing you don't have to have a an Xbox to have Game Pass.
but if you don't
Like,
have
it
the
runs on
Game Pass,
anything
do you
now.
have any games?
Yeah, if you what do you
Well,
mean?
if you aren't subscribing to the Game Pass every month, do you have any games to play?
Just the ones you buy.
Yeah, you can buy the games. Just you can buy them. It's basically just buy them through the Microsoft Store. It's the exact same thing. But if you want like to spend the $10 or $15 a month, just like Stadia, you get the library games,
Right.
and if you want to buy the games and have them forever, it's the same thing.
Okay. How much is it?
Yeah, I think it's $15.
Okay. Well, that's not bad then. I mean, all things considered, it's really not. That's a solid deal.
Yeah.
I think you're just gonna get.
No,
It's,
I know.
and you know, I think part of it too is you're just gonna get different content as well. You know, it's like well, I mean, not everything on the Microsoft Store is going to be on the Stadia, and vice versa. Is what I'm saying. I understand that there's more
maybe.
content, but it's not necessarily the same thing. So it just depends on what you like.
Yeah, and one thing to note with Stadia 2 is it's heavily rumored they're coming out with 2.0 basically with all the new upgrades.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even ray tracing and some new hardware coming for it and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
So, like,
right.
developers actually have dev kits in hand.
the Gen 2 dev kits.
Of the Gen 2, yeah. So
Right.
It'll be interesting
yeah.
to see where it goes. Like, for this game specifically, it's kind of changed my outlook on Stadia itself just because it ran so well. Like, just straight out the gate, like the game ran, even though I didn't have like the 1080 or the 4K at the time. I could load up the game and it loaded in minutes, and I played it, and it was good to go. You know, like I didn't have any download times. People, I saw some dude was downloading it for like 18 hours on his PS5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just because he had to download the.
Well, you got to
game.
download the game, and then the day one patch, I think, was like something about 30. I think it was like 30 or
gigs.
40 gigs.
Yeah.
So it was 38, yeah. So yeah, and I mean, you know, day one patch, or a 40 gig download, especially if everybody's trying to download at once, is going to put a lot of stress on the system, and it takes a while. So
It's not replacing these next gen consoles, obviously, because they're just so awesome right now. But it did take a really big step for them, and like was really great marketing. It's like having trouble with your PS4, should have bought a Stadia. You know,
exactly.
We literally gave you our hardware. You know, like
exactly.
Like, here, have $100 worth of hardware just to play this one game.
Yeah, exactly. It's slick.
It worked, so.
It's one of those. It's kind of a niche. It's not for everybody. It's not replacing anything.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. If you've got a good internet connection and you're not ultra concerned about having, you know, the best hardware or the best visuals or you know, anything like that,
right?
Go for it. You know, it's worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I think both of you have like really good points, and I see that, and that's what I'm saying is like I think that because I think most people are considered are definitely like want like the best or at least competitive graphics and stuff, and the fact that they're
not even a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, like everyone does.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, I probably am considered a hardcore gamer, but like I want the best of the best. But because they're doing like the 2.0, like stuff that's like just right on the back bin, that's gonna like, and they can start really competing. And it's Google, like who knows? Oh, and did you see that it 100% is coming to Safari? It's coming to iPhone this month.
It launched today, actually.
It did?
It launched today. Sorry, yeah. Like I literally just got a notification Stadia on iPhone, like through Safari.
Yeah.
So
yes, they back ended it instead of being in the App Store.
Right. Yeah, that's what Luna did too.
Yeah,
which is so cool.
Yeah. I played
Luna's pretty decent too, actually.
Yeah, it's in its beta mode, like me and Aaron were talking about a few days ago. But it's pretty. It ran really great, and looked good on my computer and stuff. And like their desktop app's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's solid.
It works really good on phone. I loaded it up on my Fire Stick TV 4K.
Yeah,
it worked perfectly there. So like it.
Yeah, Luna's pretty dope too. I mean, it's right now it's only $6. It'll probably go up to like 10 when it launches.
They're not doing game purchases.
Yeah,
on Luna, it's just like
Netflix.
a Netflix for gaming. So I'm not sure what kind of buy-in they'll have with big titles. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how it transpires because there's nothing that I literally want to play on that system right now.
Yeah, I beat Control, which is like their like flagship title. They have Control on there, which is slick. The thing is, the thing that annoys me about Luna is that most every single game on there has like the ultimate edition of the game, which is really cool.
Right.
Except for their flagship title, Control has none of the DLC, which is
snap.
idiotic. And because the
That's kinda lame.
DLC packs, the expansion packs, the two of them for that game conclude the story of the game, essentially continue the story. So it's kind of stupid that they didn't do that. But there are some good game like Control's on there, Blasphemy's on there, Plague Tale's on there. They have like
Assassin's Creed's on there.
what's that?
Assassin's Creed's on
So-
there.
Ubisoft,
So with,
yeah.
with that's with the Ubisoft subscription. So that's the thing is they have these channels on there, and any Ubisoft games you want to play, you have to have the Ubisoft Plus, which is an extra $15 a month.
Except
on
for
top.
Valhalla. It's not on there.
Valhalla's on there.
Oh, it is on
Yep.
Luna?
It is. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, and
it's cool.
and all of the Ubisoft games, all of those have the Ultimate Editions. When Phoenix Immortals Phoenix Rising came out the other day, it launched day one on Uplay Plus or Ubisoft Plus or whatever they're calling it now. So that's cool. But yeah, the actual Luna platform itself, I think definitely needs some work and some love, because I think Mason, I think you're absolutely correct. It's going to be Netflix, where the majority of it is going to be either older content or they're going to have to
Indie.
self-publish.
Yeah, indie
Yeah,
type stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like me and Mason were talking about this the other day too, maybe like 2 weeks ago. The most amazing thing about Netflix is it started out with maybe like secondhand titles that everyone
yeah.
loves, like people definitely
Right.
want to play, and it got so much money. And number one, this is Amazon, so they already have
Exactly.
money. But it got so much money, and like the platform's making so much money that they either just bought AAA titles, because now Netflix has AAA, they have older
Yeah.
titles and their original content, so they could literally start their own game studio and just pump out Amazon exclusive games,
Oh, yeah.
and people would buy the service at that point.
Yeah.
So, I think the idea of a subscription like based games, I'm all for it as long as it provides me with the decent, like enough content.
Yeah.
But
You can only play Sonic
I was
Mania
gonna
so
say-
many times.
True.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, there's definitely. I think you're right, Weston. I think, and definitely, it'll be interesting to see what it does in the future, like once it gets out of early access and everything. Because I mean, really, right now, the only AAA titles that I can think of off the top of my head that are like just Luna Plus games are Control, Plague Tale, and they just added Resident Evil 7. But I mean, that game is like 3 or 4
Yeah.
years old at this point. So,
Right.
and
Yeah.
again, that's okay. I haven't played it. I'll play it on there. Like, that's okay that they're doing that if that's how they keep
It's
going.
just
But
not a good way to market a service.
but yeah, I don't see like the Cyberpunks and those big AAA titles day one launching on that service. I just don't, especially for $10
Yeah.
a month. I just don't see it.
Yeah. But it'll open up the
it just has to scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, and that's the thing. And like I said, they
Yeah.
might do that, and I hope you're right, and I hope they do, because I don't see it being
Yeah,
as
and
popular if it
once
doesn't.
the money's there just to pay whoever whatever to
Yeah.
put their title on their service, that'll be a different day. And I think
Yeah.
that's maybe even a couple years down the road, like
Yeah.
we're getting there
Yeah,
to that point
'Cause,
where
because like
Netflix built this path for everybody to follow.
exactly,
Kind of thing. So,
because Amazon paid $10 million to put Resident Evil 7, a 3 or 4 year old game, however long
Jeez.
ago it came out, they paid $10 million to put it on Luna.
wow.
So just just upscale that to like a modern game, how much they're gonna have to hand out.
yeah,
And so they really need a lot of subscriptions to be able to handle that kind of content addition. So I mean, it's the same thing with Netflix, like you said. So
yeah, and it's in beta right now. So
Yeah.
that's not to say things won't
Yeah, it
change.
just came out.
exactly.
And
Or
so
it's
like
not even out yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
mean, it
when
came out in October, September.
this month, November. Yeah.
I think it
Well,
was
no,
like
it came out in like early access, and I think it was October,
September
Okay.
24th.
November. Oh, okay.
It was announced September 24th. It was
Really?
announced early access beginning October 20th.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
end of October.
End of October then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, end of October is when it actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I got my invite like 2 weeks ago. So,
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it was
So
it was cool, and the one thing I do like about Luna is it just fired up. It just worked.
Yeah.
On I have a Fire Stick TV in my office. I
Yeah.
downloaded the app, put it on there, launched it, no problems. You know?
Yeah.
So like that's one thing on my phone, on my iPad. I did all the tests. I went through everything.
Yeah.
So I think they've come out with a good map. Let's just see what their follow up is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some issues with it, but
Yeah.
not. I had more issues with Luna than I do with Stadia, but it still wasn't enough to turn me off of the service at all.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that would turn me off is just the the titles that they have just not being enough to just justify $10 a month. But
So there's 4 like major like companies that are doing the cloud stuff, which is Stadia, Luna, Xbox, and then actually GeForce Nvidia is doing one too. It's called GeForce Now. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but there's like 4 that are in a space that's in super early access, like basically kind of early stages. But 2 of those will survive, and both of them are going to be incredible. It just depends on like who gets just flatlined. But I think you're right. It all comes down to like who's going to pay the bucks to get the like the games that really matter.
And I know Google's just been throwing money. They have 400 games planned coming out over the next 2 years for Stadia. They just launched another 14 countries, I think, in Europe. To that Stadia can run on. So I mean, they're really pushing. I know I'm super fanboying on Stadia, and I apologize. I think my thing is just like I've had so much.
Hey, give me one of your checks they've been writing
dude,
you.
I've heard so much hate over the last year or so on Stadia that like anytime anybody says anything slightly negative about it, I'm like, you're wrong, and I hate you, and this is why.
Yeah.
So that's just me being
the
a little baby about it.
The framework Google or Amazon's built their Luna and launched it on. It seems like they put some thought into it, and they've made it really cross-platform on anything, because the way it's built is it's a web-based application that's thrown into a desktop environment, thrown into a mobile environment, thrown into a browser environment, thrown into a TV environment. So those kind of the framework it's built on is very like a chameleon almost. It fits to any kind of stage it needs to be. So, and that's one of the reasons why it runs so smoothly across platform, because it really doesn't take a strong device to run that thing at the end of the day, because it's basically, obviously it's streaming, but at the same time it's built really efficiently is what I'm trying to say.
And right now it is also only 1080p. It doesn't run in 4K Luna now.
Yeah.
So that helps as far as the smoothness.
The 1080 it ran in was better than Stadia's 1080.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was, because I tried it.
Okay. Are you talking about like visually? Or?
Yeah, visually.
What game did you play?
Well, I played
curious.
the racing. What's it
Grid?
called? No, it's the speeder type thing. It's like the ships that race around and go in circles and
Wave Race.
No, it's not that. I can't remember. It starts with an R. But anyway,
Ridge?
Is that Hydro
Ridge
Thunder?
Racer?
It's kind of like
It starts with an R and it's a racing. Is it called racing? Racing Racers.
That's
Race
it.
Racers.
I'll look it up later. But it
Race make race face.
Yeah, but anyway, it was a lot smoother playing it on my Apple TV 4 or on my Fire Stick 4K than playing a Stadia at 1080p.
Interesting.
Played my Stadia. It just like Weston was talking about how you kind of had a drop in like the pixels and things like that. There was none of that.
Interesting.
Playing it on my Fire Stick on my computer.
Yeah.
On my phone, on my iPad, like across the board. So but that's what I'm saying is Stadia is getting to that point, and that's what they've done.
Yeah.
Putting out this new app, the beta for this.
Yeah.
And Amazon just launched with that, and that's something I really appreciate, because it just is such an efficient build from just looking at it from a developer standpoint, because I right now am building an app in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
So I kind of smelled it out and looked into it a little more, and I was like, wow, that's a really great way to put this in there, because they can build this big old gigantic thing and fit it to any environment it wants to go.
Well, and I think it's
really
pretty
cool.
obvious that Amazon's been taking their time a lot more with it than Google did. Google just kind of displayed it for like 6 months and then was like, all right, here you go, have fun, guys, and figure and then has just been using the community to figure it out, basically.
Right. So
Amazon did not do that.
yeah. So anyway, it's cool. We keep having these discussions, but I really think it's getting to that point where it's going to be. You're either buying a PS5 and an Xbox, or you're playing something cloud gaming. At the end of the day, it's gonna take a lot of sales away from those people, away from console, because it's getting to a point where it's like, okay, they're just on the cusp, and like Weston said, it's gonna be 2 major competitors at the end of it. All these little ones, and that they'll probably exist in some format, but the big stuff will go to 2 of them.
Yeah,
there's gonna be winners and losers. Because remember that, like when Netflix, because obviously now we have Netflix and Amazon. Those are like the 2 biggest ones.
Yeah.
Amazon's included with your Prime subscription. But there was other
yeah.
like streaming platforms that tried to do their thing, and there was just ones that won and they made it better and they got the market share,
Yeah.
and they obviously with more money, then they started stomping. Like
Yeah.
there was like a Blockbuster streaming at one point.
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I guess for me, it just seems like that they're like Google. The cool thing, Google has the most like time and money invested into it,
Yeah.
so they probably have like the best pulse on it. And then Xbox has a ton of money
Yeah.
behind it because it's obviously
Right.
obviously Microsoft, and they've been in the gaming space, and they're going to jump into that, which is cool. And then Amazon's just coming in here, and Nvidia, like, hey, can we make this work?
I'm waiting
You know?
for Apple to like come in 4 years from now, just waving it around, being like, "Yeah, we invented
Oh, I know.
cloud streaming, and this is
So
this is
true.
Apple iCloud streaming, game streaming in
iGame.
8K, and we invented it, and we're the best, and it's gonna be $75 a month. Pay
buy
me
it.
now."
I'd buy
Yeah,
it.
and Mason's gonna be like, "Where do I sign up?" Sorry, my
Oh,
mic got a little hot on that one. I
I'm getting.
apologize.
I'm like I'm reeling on a different topic. Like I've been looking at all the tech reviews
You're
on
such
the
a-
AirPods
you're
Max.
such a
I'm like
oh my
reeling.
God.
Like it's 14 weeks to get a pair of these. Dang
Dude,
it.
$550 for headphones. If they're not like studio recording
They
headphones,
are amazing. Like
you should
apparently,
get
like even all
slapped.
the big people are being like, these are pretty good. Like I didn't know if they'd matched my Sony's XM4s, but man, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
I've been
don't-
watching a lot of stuff.
Dude, all
I
the people,
doubt it.
dude. If you get those, honestly, we just know that you have a Scrooge McDuck pile of money
That's
laying
true.
around. I honestly, I would never. There's two reasons that I would never buy those headphones, and it's because
Principle.
they weigh almost like 50% more than other headphones, so I can't keep them on as long, and you can't run or jog with them. They're not good for any sort of.
Weston
athletic,
has a very weak
like,
neck. If you've never met him,
I know, dude. My neck is just so thin.
He's
It's
super
ridiculous.
jacked everywhere, but his neck.
It's just I'm basically like a bobblehead. Like
man.
I just drag my head behind me. But yeah, dude, because they weigh that much more. The case is insufferable, and
puts their headphones
they're
in a case?
$550. So I could buy two pairs of amazing headphones
$550
for one pair of Apple iMacs,
Okay.
and they don't have a regular headphone jack, so I can't even.
You know,
plug them in
can't.
you know
like-
what though?
like-
I'll be honest. I am a little bit of a hypocrite because I bragged a little bit on my G502 mouse earlier that I bought the cordless version instead of the corded version. The corded version was $40. The cordless was $100. And I bought it specifically because it was cordless. So I am a little bit of a hypocrite, spending 2.5 times as much money just to not have a cord attached. So
I mean, but it's $100.
I
for
know.
a mouse. That's
I-
pretty
well, that's
standard.
true.
Like that's not like okay. If you took all of the best like mice, right? If you laid them out, they're all let's say they're all around $100. Like whether you're going with Logitech or Razer or
Right.
whatever. And then you have Apple's mouse, and it's $400 or $200, and you're like, huh? What does this do
Yeah,
different? And they're
nothing.
like, it has the Apple logo on it.
what does it do different? Nothing.
It's okay. It's okay,
False.
guys. I'm gonna get my headphones and be happy, and you guys are just.
That's
gonna
fine.
be
I
happy
I
with
really
your
hope that
pieces of
the
crap.
small
I'm just kidding.
small Malaysian child that built them for you is also happy.
Well, I'm feeding him. Okay. He got the 3 cents that it came out of it. Oh, that's sad.
I'll buy the second version of them when they drop them like $150.
Yeah, that's what's
and
gonna
Yeah.
be. They're gonna
make them
be like
better.
AirPods Max Lite,
Yeah.
Pro.
Well, they announced.
Yeah,
CS.
exactly.
I don't know if it
double
was today.
jacked plastic version.
I'll definitely buy the second version of them because they're gonna fix all the stuff
They're
I don't
taking
like about
they're
the
taking
current
their
ones.
cues from Microsoft's Xbox and just
Right.
adding on a bunch of
Yeah.
X's and S's and 420s and whatnot. So I actually saw today though I think it was today that they announced the next generation of AirPod Pros as well.
Did they announce that today?
Did they? I didn't.
I
see
saw
that.
I saw some news about some AirPod Pros costing like $200 or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll have to look into that.
bit silly.
Yeah, they have the AirPod Pros that like plug your ears, which I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I have my noise canceling on right now on my headphones that I spent $40 on.
But they don't plug your ears. Like it's not something going straight into your ear. You know?
No,
I don't
no,
like that.
Yeah, that's what I
it
have
turns-
about the pros.
Yeah,
either.
it turns on the frequency
Right.
set off. Yeah.
Right.
Or offset, not set off.
Yeah. So anyway, it's to each their own. But that's one of those things.
Yeah.
And
So wait, did you
If
buy
you
some
support
though?
crimes against
what's-
humanity by Apple.
did I buy them yet? No, I haven't pulled the trigger. I was actually thinking about seeing if Weston wanted to find an Apple store for me and see if they have them in stock so I could buy them and he could bring them to me.
Dude, I almost bought a I was literally there was 2 PS5s near me, and I was about to buy one for you and bring it to you.
man.
I literally, my brother was like, "Hey, there's 2 PS5s in the Austin South store. Like, go there now." And I was like, "Okay, I'm finishing up a job." And by the time I went to the Best Buy checkout, they were already gone.
man.
Yeah, it's like
I literally, like, no lie, I was about to buy you a $500 PS5 and bring it to you because I love you that much, and they just didn't.
I get nothing, by the way, as host.
But I will
number
not
3.
buy you these the AirPod
I'm
Max.
not asking you to buy them for me. Just pick them up. I'll place the order.
Oh man.
Well, there's 2 mega Apple stores in Austin, so we could probably get them. I think they're sold out though.
Yeah,
to
they
be
are.
honest.
They're
I'm sure,
14
yeah.
weeks sold out, something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so another big thing that has happened since we talked was that the new World of Warcraft launched.
Oh baby!
Yeah, so Weston, he has that department on lock, and while me and Aaron are just playing our stadias over
Just,
here.
just playing Magic the Gathering Arena and Cyberpunk.
Hey, we played. Me and Aaron
What a nerd.
played Pokemon the other day, like legit, like
Dude, we
for real
did.
Pokemon
Pokemon
cards.
cards on the
Yeah.
table.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Good
Wow.
time.
Hashtag quarantine's over.
So, yeah, you got that straight up vaccine shot in your neck.
I
didn't
did.
you?
I got 2 of them actually. Like
dude,
vampire,
can I have
vampire
one?
blood now.
I walk around with an IV, just putting the.
I'm like
vaccine into me.
I'm like Charlie Sheen. I got tiger blood.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So World of Warcraft came out. I max leveled in 10 hours.
That's fast.
They must have changed that up. I think they said they were going to do that for this time around, didn't they?
No, it's about what it normally
Okay.
is, like for the past couple
Okay.
expansions, like from going from whatever they squished it so it was 50 to 60, and it was about 10 hours, maybe a little bit longer, because so they did a couple really cool things. Is they basically made this story linear, so there's like you could do side quests, but if you just did the main storyline, it told a really cool story, and then it just like you ended at getting 60 and then choosing, like you get to choose like your covenant, which is really cool, and you get like specialized powers for your covenant. They made the game really fun again. That's all I can say.
Cool.
Like if last expansion was okay, and they seem to always do this where like every other expansion is like really good. And man, I'm hooked again. I haven't been playing hardly anything else except that and online
What
chess.
are you meaning?
I am playing Warlock this expansion. Yeah, and it's man, it's intense. It's really like, so I have me and my brother and like at least one of our other friends that we've been playing that and Heroics, and we're about to jump into what's called Mythics, which is just the harder version of it, and the raid and stuff. And
Did you just mansplain
this
World
is-
of Warcraft to me?
I was about to say,
you-
Aaron's like scratching his neck like an addict right now.
Did you just mansplain what Mythics is to me?
so
No, he did it for the
all
audience,
I'm
okay?
saying is
For our audience who
Yeah.
aren't nerds and don't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being
this is
Spade
literally,
penis,
I mean,
I'm
this is
sorry.
up there for expansions.
Yeah.
Like right now, as of right now, it is really, really fun. Like I haven't had this much fun in WoW in like, I don't know, like 5
Dang,
years
that's
or
pretty
something like this. Like
pretty dope.
really, really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And the zones themselves, like they went hardcore thematic with, because there's basically 4 major like islands or zones that you can go to, but they're so beautiful. Like they're by far the most gorgeous zones, like maybe since Mist of Pandaria, because I think that was really artsy too and cool. But it just looks great.
So is it like
The cool thing
Sorry.
is,
No, I was just gonna interrupt earlier.
No,
I
go
was just
for
gonna
it.
ask you, is it like I can't remember the other expansion, but like you enter a teleporter and go to like a whole different, like it's not part of Azeroth, it's like a whole separate continent in a separate universe kind of thing, right? Or like a separate plane of reality kind of thing.
it's on a plane of reality. You go into the Shadowlands,
Yeah.
which is basically where everyone goes when they
Right.
die. So you have to go through like a portal, and
Okay.
then you're basically going into like the other, it's like, how on sometimes like when the dimensions get splayed, like it's your dimension but it's upside down,
Right.
because so like people that have died in the regular, like in canon lore, like Uther and the Lich King and all those people, they're there.
Right.
Like Garrosh is there and stuff like this. We haven't interacted with him yet or anything else like that. but all those people are there in different aspects. Like you'll see, like we killed the Medusa lady in the last expansion, and she's like ahead of one of the Covenants. Like she's like a commander, because so that's how it basically works. Is yeah, and anyway, like whenever like anyone dies, they go to the Shadowlands, which is kind of just like where you get judged, and like it's like the afterlife,
It's like
I guess.
Dia
type deal.
de los Muertes all day, every day.
Exactly.
That's
So, but it's
cool.
anyway, yeah, it's really really fun. I've enjoyed it. They're not like hardcore gating things, which is so
Yeah.
nice, and there's not like an epic grind for certain
That's
stuff.
good.
And like for my weekly stuff, like I pretty much just do a bunch of stuff, and then at some point I feel like, okay, unless I just want to like just continue to grind, I don't need
Yeah.
to. I'm kind of just good, and I can play like, you know, on Fridays and Saturday and feel like I can do enough, but also and progress the story, but not have to play unless you're like, you know, hardcore like world first rating guild or something.
That's
like
really
that.
nice though, because
It's,
that was always my thing. Is, I mean, whenever I played hard in the paint, and it was, yeah, I mean, for server first, world first attempts and stuff like that, and yeah, I mean, playing every single day, even just doing dailies, playing every single day gets burned out pretty quick. So that's awesome.
Yeah, you can do dailies, and which like I don't do them every day, but I'll hop on a couple times a week, and you can just finish them for like an hour or two. But what I like too is everything's phased now as well. So if you want to play with your friends on a different server, or you're like on a different part of the story, when you get in a group, you all phase into the same like reality together. So there's this really cool cross server mixing, and which is really great. So it's easy to just play with your friends. And they made like battlegrounds and arenas fun again too, which everyone's been looking for. I don't know,
That's
man.
awesome.
I'm having the best time in that game that I have in a long time. And I'm, you were way more like hardcore into it than I probably ever was, but I've been playing since the vanilla, and this is. If you could contain yourself and not play as much, or if someone's thinking about, oh, maybe I should go play this is a good time to come back, because this, just for the story alone, like even if you weren't going to do like crazy in-game content or whatever, it's really 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 cool.
Yeah, I'm an addict, so in
You-
so I just can't.
you
I just
have to-
can't.
You can't
Yeah,
start.
it's like alcohol. I can't pick it up and put it down. It's fine. Mason was, by the way, while we were talking, Mason was playing Cyberpunk on his phone on Stadia.
So I got the beta app, on the iPhone, and it's beautiful. It works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you doing?" And he
So
just like
nice.
showed me Stadia. I'm like, "Oh, all right."
It's pretty dope. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and by the way, if someone wants to add me on WoW, who is listening, my name is Shadow Daddy. I'm a warlock on Airy Peak, Horde side. And yes, my name is Shadow Daddy.
Okay.
All right. It's with a daddy with an I though.
No, it's with a Y.
Shadow SHADOH.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Dado.
Shadow.
Yeah, it was Shadow Dad, but when I had to change realms to play with my friends because I wanted to be on the same server as
Yeah.
them, and someone had Shadow Dad, so I had to change it to Shadow Dad.
Ironically, the only person here that is not a father that he know of. Anyway,
Yeah, but I make everyone else my daddy, so I kind of
you make everyone else
these
your
names.
daddy. That's interesting. I'm
Yeah,
so
dude.
glad that you slipped and said that part.
Oh, man.
Oh, darn it.
Well, cool. I'm glad that the new WoW expansion is good, and I wish you well on your endeavors through Azeroth.
Yeah, or the Shadow. Not technically
Oh.
not Azeroth, but
Whatever.
Shadowlands.
Same thing.
You weren't paying attention. You were playing Cyberpunk.
I'm just I could. It's so funny because I literally could, if someone was like, "Hey, what about this?" Me and Parker, we could like, I
Yeah.
literally call him and we talk about WoW for like 6
Oh,
hours
dude.
at least once a week.
I
You
trust.
guys should
I've
record that.
had those conversations.
Be a mini pod.
I see. I don't think anyone would watch it except the sweaties. So
True. And they all already know.
well,
what you're talking
maybe they're gonna watch it now that I said that they could be my dad.
about. Like, I have no father figure in my life. If you'd like to be my father, please add me on Stadia at Dinn.
There's a lot of weird people out there.
Yeah.
I've been playing a game called Hello Neighbor that was one of the free Stadia games.
Mhm.
It's kind of like Among Us, except for it's a lot creepier. It's like, so 5 players enter the room, and one of the players is the neighbor, but he's in disguise as a little kid, and so like the kids are trying to unlock the basement of the neighbor's house to save the other children, I guess, that are in the basement.
Secret Neighbor.
Secret Neighbor. Sorry,
Yeah.
no, there's Hello Neighbor.
Hello
that's
Neighbor is
another
the single player one.
I was
Secret.
like,
Sorry.
that sounds like some Mr. Rogers Dark
It
Side.
is, yes.
Yeah, it pretty much
It was
is.
it was after Mr. Rogers won the Ultimate Battle of Ultimate Destiny. Then he continued to start murdering people.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been
If you're
playing-
old like me, you'll get that joke.
been playing Secret Neighbor, and it's a fun little game.
Yeah.
Like the kids are trying to figure out to where the keys are and search this like mansion
Yeah.
to figure everything out. It's like a puzzle, and trying to avoid the neighbor at the same time who's wreaking havoc and capturing everybody.
Just being a normal neighbor. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I do.
Yeah, just
Kids try to come to my house all the time.
yeah.
They don't
We
leave.
should play it all together. It'd be much fun.
Yeah, for shizzle.
Anyway,
Have you played Valhalla yet? Aaron?
has he played?
Have I played
Valhalla?
Valhalla? Bruh, I bought that like as soon as it hit the store. I bought that thing. Absolutely, yes. I've played a bunch of Valhalla. It's good. I don't like it as much as Odyssey. I'll be frank and honest. I
Really?
don't.
I thought people were claiming it's like the best AC
Yeah.
like.
I'll tell you.
period.
It's funny because a lot of people really like the equipment system better than Odyssey because it's quote unquote more straightforward. I don't. I liked the chaos of having a million different items in Odyssey and being able to swap them out and change my build at any
Yeah.
given moment. It was pure lunacy. I mean, I probably have like 100 legendary items in Odyssey at this. I have, I don't know, like 120 hours in that game. It's ridiculous.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I played it a lot. And Valhalla just doesn't do that, and it's still fun, and I enjoy it. But I think the thing with Valhalla is that it praises you so much more for just charging in and killing stuff versus being stealthy in any way.
Hmm.
It's not a stealth game first and foremost. It's not an
Aren't you
assassination.
like a Viking?
Yeah, you're a Viking who also you're a Viking warrior marauder who also happens to have a hidden blade. That's basically, you're not an assassin. So it's kind of tough because in even in like normal combat, like in Odyssey, I built like straight assassin build in Odyssey. And so even when you're not actually stealthing, when you're in normal hand-to-hand combat in Odyssey, you can utilize your stealth abilities a lot more than you can in Valhalla. I think in Valhalla, the assassin the assassin abilities in normal hand-to-hand combat aren't as fun. Personally speaking, I don't know. It's like smoke bombs and stupid crap like that. Like, I don't want to throw a smoke bomb. What do you throw a smoke bomb for?
Cool.
I just kick you in the face. I just go full warrior build. Doesn't make a difference.
Cool. Well, yeah. Have you played it, Weston?
No, I haven't. I've been so I have to go one at a time. There's so many good games,
Yeah.
like obviously in general right now. But if I don't go one at a time, I just get like even Cyberpunk because I mean it was basically free because I wanted to get the Stadia bundle,
Yeah.
so it just kind of worked
Yeah.
out. But I just I'm too into WoW right now, and
Right.
then once I get somewhat bored. Dude, and it's crazy because I went over to my brother's house and he has a Xbox One, like I was talking about, and he was playing Jedi Order or Jedi
So
Fallen
good.
Order,
Yeah.
and
I get
that game, like we just played it a little bit. I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
It's like
but
it's
the
like
problem is
Dark Souls, but Star
40
Wars.
hours a piece.
Get it on Stadia.
Yeah,
for,
but the
for $20, I think it is. Right
Yeah.
it's 50. It's 59.
Oh, I bought it when it was on sale.
Yeah, Mason bought it on sale on Stadia.
Well, for last gen graphics, man, that thing
I
looks
just
Yeah.
loaded
great.
it up on my phone.
It really, yeah, it's beautiful, and it's so much. I played it on PC actually, and it didn't even run that smoothly on my laptop, and it's still because I have like kind of a junky like Nitro 5 laptop. It's like $600 piece of crap laptop, and
What's a Nitro
it's like
5?
it's
Is
like
that
an Asus Nitro 5. Like it's one of those things where they tried to name it something so that people would buy it. It's like, everybody takes their cues from Apple. It's like if we give this generic laptop a name, then more people will buy it because it doesn't have just like an item number after it.
Yeah, it's like Apple Fitness Plus that they just came out
Exactly.
with.
Do you
Right.
want to stay fit?
Fit-
Give
'cause
me
it's not just Apple
$80.
Fitness, Apple Fitness
Yeah.
Plus. that means it's better.
even more fit.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade from CrossFit up to real exercise.
If you buy this, you will get fit. That's what they're saying. Plus.
Right. Well,
Mason's like, right. Well, I'm trying to play
Mason's
Star
like,
Wars.
I might have just bought
I'm trying to
it.
play Star Wars on my phone, so if you guys could shut up about your nonsense.
no, I just wanted to talk about Star Wars for a little bit. I don't want to like totally spoil The Mandalorian for.
I don't
Aaron,
want to
'cause
talk
he
about the
hasn't-
Mandalorian.
He hasn't watched it yet. Well, sorry, I'm about to break everything.
Oh my goodness, dude. You make me so mad because there's literally one the episode comes out on Friday and then you can watch
All right.
all of it because
Well,
I'm just letting you know the next time we talk about this, I'm going to
That's fine.
we're going to talk about it and you're going to be sad if you haven't.
All right.
But
I will-
in that vein, they have Disney Plus has announced a slew of new stuff. Like last Thursday, they just went off
yeah.
announcing just everything that's coming.
Yeah.
But the Obi-Wan show is coming in 2022.
So hype. Ewan McGregor's my man crush.
Hayden Christensen
still gonna have the high
is
ground?
back is Darth Vader,
He can always have my high ground.
I guess. Yeah.
Same.
but yeah,
Isn't that crazy that he's coming
yeah,
back, dude?
it's awesome.
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
be- that's gonna be interesting. Like I'm pretty stoked that it's gonna have a Vader heavy plot line in that show.
Also,
It's kind of like Aaron coming back to the
I know,
podcast.
right?
Yep.
I'll be back.
Now we have to battle.
That's what Darth Vader's line was, right? I'll be back. That was his thing.
Yeah, that was it.
That was him.
No, that's definitely it.
The
You got
guy
it.
actually, the actor, not the voice actor, but the actual actor, like the dude that was super tall that played the original Darth Vader, died recently.
Yeah, he did.
R.I.P. to Big.
Rip. He got totally replaced out of
Yeah.
the movie and everything.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the movie, the actual actor was like, "Oh, in the clouds of Return of the Jedi."
Yeah.
They literally replaced him with Hayden Christensen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in all the
Interesting.
cuts. Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting.
Wait,
Yeah.
put
What?
Hayden Christian on stilts.
You know how they're
basically.
like at the end, they're all celebrating in the galaxy, and it
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
Obi-Wan and Yoda and the guy who played
Yeah,
Darth
they're all-
Vader, and they're all like happy looking upon. Everybody's happy, you know.
Yeah.
The galaxy is
Yeah,
safe.
they're just like, yo, what's
They
up,
replaced
babies?
him with Hayden Christian with like a hologram of Hayden
Wait,
Christensen.
what?
Yeah, go on
That's
Disney
nice.
Plus and look it up.
Hey,
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay, this actually
Hey,
kind
guys.
of like what are they doing?
What
that,
if
dude?
Hayden
Yeah.
Christensen and Hayden Panettiere got married and had a baby and named it Hayden?
That'd be a house full of Hayden.
What if?
Save the
That's
cheerleader,
that's
save
the next Marvel what if right there.
Oh man.
Marvel, you owe me $7,000 for that
I'm-
idea.
I'm still just like my mind's blown that they changed him in that scene.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's interesting.
I'm literally looking at it. I'm trying to find it right now on my
It's-
phone
okay.
while
the,
you play
the
Google
weirder
Stadia.
part is that after you see him in there, he says, "Save the cheerleader, save the world," in reference to his new wife,
Oh.
Hayden Panettiere.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're so ridiculous. I
Oh
love
man,
it.
but anyway, yeah. So there's like a slew of new Star Wars shows coming. A kind of a major character in Mandalorian season 2 is going to have her own show
Don't
coming.
spoil
I'm
it.
not spoiling it. I'm not
God
saying
dang.
anything.
Is it the really thick?
Oh, you mean Ahsoka Tano?
Is it the thick
Well, yeah.
ex MMA chick?
If you're talking about Rosario Dawson, then sure.
No. No. The girl like in season 1, she was like
Oh,
the
no, it's
she was
not
like
her.
the
Hey, could you just go watch The Mandalorian so we
Yeah,
can talk
exactly.
about
she was the
I'll give you my login. so
the
you can just
mercenary
watch
in
it,
season
okay.
1, the chick. She was like
Yeah,
she was
no,
like an
I know who you're
ex-wrestler or
talking, but
whatever.
she's not getting.
Hey,
it.
you're talking crazy nonsense right now, okay?
About season 1 of
you're talking
Mandalorian.
Like you've never watched season 2,
No,
okay?
I ha-
And if you haven't,
I'm
then
baby.
go
I'm
watch
just
it.
asking. It's okay.
Dude, Baby Yoda has a name now. Like so much has changed.
Is he just called Yoda?
Yeah, it's called Yoda's child.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's called Dota actually.
Yeah,
I'm about to spoil everything. Oh my goodness, it is. They did
I
change
know.
him.
It's weird, isn't it?
This honestly bothers me a little
Yeah.
bit.
A little bit.
Well,
Like, why is he young though?
canon.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
canon.
Yoda's old as crap. Obi-Wan is old, and it's
Yeah,
and
that's
then-
the thing is
well-
why didn't they change Obi-Wan with Ewan McGregor?
well, hold on though, because like, hold
Right.
on though. Here's the thing. So okay, so that's from the last.
and he looks evil.
Why? But he's alive though, right? Or no? Does he? Does Darth Vader die?
This is in the Return of the
In
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, he dies. Remember?
Oh,
He
yeah,
becomes
that's right.
good, and then he dies. He realizes his errors.
Yeah. Oh, so they
Imagine-
changed him in Return of the
imagine not
Jedi.
knowing
Yeah.
that
Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird,
Yeah,
dude.
it's super weird. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to screenshot this and send it to you, Aaron, because
I
this is
feel
wrong.
like I might have seen that, but I don't remember.
Yeah. I just went through like before, or maybe it was after Rise of Skywalker came out. I went through and watched all the movies again. And I was watching Return of the Jedi. I was like, wait, what?
Super
what just
strange.
happened?
Yeah, I think I remember
it's like
seeing
that
him in there,
awkward
though,
moment
yeah.
when, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, wait, hold on.
It's like when you see your like parent walking out of the like out of the curtain in the back side of the video store, the lacy red curtain or whatever, or the satin red curtain.
Oh, man.
Y'all,
Wait, what are you
the
talking about?
porn part of the store. Have you not
I've
have you
never had
not been
that.
in a video store ever, Weston?
I've never been in that type of video store.
Haven't you ever
no.
watched a movie from the 1980s, bro?
Yes, but I've never been in a video
Took
store
you a
with.
really long time to answer that. Like, what movie have I seen from the 1980s?
No. I'm trying to screen it. So if you screenshot
Yeah,
Disney
it
Plus,
blacks it
it's just a
out.
black
Yeah.
screen.
Oh yeah.
God,
I can pull it up.
I'm gonna have to go get my wife's phone, put it on her phone, and take a picture of it. Like how dumb
Why don't
is
you
that?
just have it on your phone and take a picture of it with your wife's phone and text it to me?
Also, so yeah, in vain with all the Marvel shows
text it
that
to
were
yourself.
announced, they announced a lot of new superhero shows, which is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I think the one that stood out to me most of what they announced is the War Machine show
Uh-huh.
they're gonna do with Don Cheadle. It's gonna be post like Iron Man, what happens when the Iron Man tech falls into the wrong hands, and then War Machine has to save the day.
Spoilers. Jeez.
Pretty excited about that. Be pretty cool. So, spoilers from the tweet they sent out. Like,
Spoilers.
oh man.
Oh gosh. All right, so I think we should end the podcast by, because I gotta go home, and I think we should end the podcast by each recommending something that our listeners should either watch or play,
Yeah.
between this week and next week.
Okay, I like that.
Is that a good idea?
Sure.
Thank you. I'm full of good ideas.
Oh.
I'll start. I think that you guys should. Oh god, I don't have anything prepared.
You sounded so sure. You're like, I'll start, and I was like,
You know what happened
okay,
is
cool,
Mason
man.
showed me this picture of Hayden Christensen, and I was gobsmacked.
It was the end of Return of the Jedi. I pulled it
Yeah.
up.
Actually, you know what? I think that everybody, this is a non-geek related thing, and then I'll do a geek. I think everybody should watch the newest season of the Great British Baking Show. It's delightful and fun, and I think in these COVID trying times, it's just a bit of fresh air,
That sounds pretty good.
right?
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
I like that.
I think so. I think that's a good idea. And then I'm gonna pick a game on Stadia that everybody should play. You guys talk while I
Okay.
figure that out.
What would you like to recommend, Weston?
Okay, so I think if anyone is into anime, they should watch the new Attack on Titan season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the final season. So that came out, just a reminder. And you all should watch The Office because it is leaving Netflix, and that's RIP. So you're gonna have to buy it or go to another. I think it might be going to like NBC.
Yeah,
stream,
I think it's
but
going to
you should
Hulu.
also do that. Yep. And then if you are going to play a video game, I definitely think you should play World of Warcraft
Nice.
because I am.
Join him.
Okay, so
Join the
I'll
revolution.
I'll loop back to myself because I figured out what I wanted to say. I recommend on Netflix watching The Great Pretender. Season 2 just came out, and it is a ton of fun. Especially, I think a lot of people don't like heist shows because there's just leaps in logic a lot of the times, but it's just entertaining and a lot of fun. And the English voice acting is also still very good, and it's funny and delightful, and watch it. And then also, for anybody listening, play Get Packed on Stadia. It's a multiplayer game where all you do is you go into people's houses and you pack their stuff up in a box and put it on a truck, and there's a time limit, but it is just wacky and delightful, and I played it a bunch with Katie
I was
last
about to
night.
say, no wonder my sister loves that game.
Yeah, it's
Just packing
because
boxes.
we probably moved like 7 times in the last
She
7
just
years.
likes to pack.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's super duper fun. The description probably sounds boring, but if you have a loved one that you want to play a really simple, fun game with for a couple hours, it's up to 4-player local. It's a really, really, really good time. We were like crying, laughing at some points. Like I got hit by a car and flew 20 feet in the air, and
Nice.
ruined the mission. It's good times.
And pretty much the only thing I'm going to recommend for me is me and my son have started watching the Clone Wars series, Star Wars.
Oh,
on Disney Plus together.
Oh, very nice.
And it is legit good. I wanted to start watching it largely because of Mandalorian this season. No spoilers for Aaron.
No, I started watching it last season because of the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, getting through that a little ways. It's for kids and adults, so it's pretty good stuff.
Nice.
And as far as games, like I haven't played too many games recently. Just been playing some casual, like that neighbor game.
Yeah.
So
Play Magic the Gathering Arena. It's good times.
I'm good.
It's too complicated for Mason.
I really want Aaron to play more Pokemon with me and join
It's not
the
complicated
online.
enough.
Yeah.
I need something that's ultra complicated.
Kids, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right.
I thought you were going to recommend those Apple headphones, honestly.
No, I'm not recommending them until I get them, and probably won't even recommend it at that, just because the hate. I don't care about the hate mail. So.
That's fair.
All right.
The hate mail. You just from us.
just people in general. Like
That's true.
You get it. Just being an Apple user.
I get that. That's true.
All right. Well, to each their own. Everybody go buy the headphones you want to own. That's how I'm going to end the podcast.
Wow.
Today.
That's just a.
How did you rhyme?
That's the most Aaron Burr statement I think I've ever heard. That's a little Hamilton reference for y'all
Yeah, and
Disney Plus users that we've been talking
so
about.
we'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, for shizzle. We can see all the facial expressions Mason's making over here. When Weston talked about his Scrooge McDuck pile of money, and Mason's like, "Yeah, I kind of do have that actually."
I know. He's just like, just wait till he gets to dive in it and breaks his face on
He
all my
kind of like
gold.
shrugged and looked to the side, like, "Yeah."
Oh man,
Good times.
Anyway,
All right.
I don't have a Scrooge McDuck pile.
Yeah,
of money.
don't rob Mason, please.
Yeah.
He's not. He's super
Unless
poor.
he does, and he's not.
Yeah,
telling.
don't rob him because I want to rob him. I'm gonna find where that money's buried.
Yeah. Buried. Yeah, that's literally what I do with my money. is
He
I
doesn't.
just
He doesn't
bury it.
trust banks.
Yeah. I do have this weird thing with banks.
We'll get into that on the conspiracy theories
Yeah,
podcast.
basically, it's just me and Aaron talking about conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Good times. All right, boys.
Weston's like, please stop talking.
To men.
All right, guys. Been
Yeah,
fun.
it's been real. Until now, are we gonna do our outros?
I mean, I think I'm just gonna stop the show.
No, you got to do that. Well, I'm gonna say until next time. I'll see you next time.
Thanks again for listening. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at @ban_cast. Also, you can find us on Instagram at Beyond Average Nerds. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And tune in every other Friday for new episodes.